Well, Wigan Athletic have suffered 2 1-0 defeats so far, but their attacking options are limited. Record signing Henri Camara likely to be missing for 3 weeks after he damaged a hamstring while on international duty with Senegal. Manager Paul Jewell is also without Gary Teal, and Wigan made 3 changes from the team beaten 1-0 at Charlton last Saturday, with Graham Kavanagh and Lee McCulloch starting their first games of the season. Sunderland are bottom, having suffered a 3rd successive defeat when going down 2-1 at home to Manchester City on Tuesday. The team shows just 1 change from Tuesday, with John Stead preferred to Andy Gray, who drops to the bench. New signing Christian Basila from Strasbourg isn't yet match fit, according to manager Mick McCarthy. Basila is Sunderland's 11th signing of what has been a very busy summer. So the top 2 in the Championship in mid-May, and now the bottom 2 in the Premiership come late August. But while the bookmakers might have you believe that Wigan and Sunderland are perhaps on their way down, and what a sensational start! Jason Roberts has been fouled, and Wigan Athletic have a penalty inside 15 seconds.
I'll tell you why this is a disastrous start, Tony, because this should have been a simple ball dealt comfortably by the centre-back, originally Gary Breen, and the goalkeeper, and then Wigan get another bite of the cherry, and Jason Roberts then goes under the challenge of Gary Breen. But it's before that really that the damage was done, because really it was a hopeful ball from the kick-off from Jimmy Bullard, and really the goalkeeper Kelvin Davis should have come and commanded the situation. He didn't, and Sunderland have got themselves in all sorts of trouble.
Jason Roberts then with a chance to score Wigan's first Premiership goal, and he's taken it, and it's a milestone for him as well. His 100th goal in league football. It's just the start that Wigan wanted, and so unexpected.
Well, it's a disastrous start, isn't it, for Sunderland? Well, Wigan can rejoice. Those fans a couple of weeks ago were watching their team against Chelsea, and Gary Breen, the player that gave the penalty away, and really his experience alongside Alan Stubbs is something that hopefully Mick McCarthy is wanting to guide his side to Premiership safety. But defensively it's not been good for them in these opening games, and Gary Breen there just getting caught out from the pace of Jason Roberts, and really it wasn't an awful lot of contact, but it was enough for Steve Bennett to point to the penalty spot.
Wigan Athletic taking the lead. It's 27 years to the day since they scored their first goal in the Football League. A goal scored by Joe Hinnigan, who later joined Sunderland. This far more important, but it's also an indication of the progress that Wigan Athletic have made in their career in both the Football League and now in the Premiership. Just 27 years to make the climb. 10 years since Dave Whelan took over as the Wigan Athletic chairman. They were then in the bottom division. Now they have their sights on Premiership survival. There were many before this game, Brian, who thought that it would be a 6-pointer early in the season, I know, but history dictates that the teams who come up from the Championship do struggle.
Well, it's crazy to talk about matches like that. I was marginally offside there, Andy Welch. I wasn't sure. The little flick from Stead, very nearly catching out Oncho. And Chimbondo had followed the run of Welsh, but we had a very lively opening, and it's an opening that we really fully expected from these two sides, because I think both managers know how important a game this is to pick up 3 points.
Chimbondo, one of Wigan's 7 summer signings. They've signed another one this week. Sikoko. He hasn't been considered for this game. Australian international who's been playing in Turkey was Blenchtabili.
Both Mick McCarthy and Paul Jewell just really trying to increase the quality that they had from last season. I mean, Mick's made numerous changes. I think he brought in around about 11 players in the summer, and Paul Jewell is having to do likewise.
Right head, and now Stead.
Great block from Stefan Oncho. We'll have to see there's some very, very poor defending at either end at the moment, which is allowing the game to have a lot of chances. Both Wigan and Sunderland already looking good from an attacking sense.
Nosworthy's cross. Italics in there. Chimonda just did enough.
That's a great ball that was from Nosworthy. Well, Sunderland might have been rocked on their heels from that first-minute penalty against them, but they've responded really positively.
There's a chance now perhaps for Gary Breen to make amends, having given away that penalty kick after just 15 seconds. He's gone forward. Alan Stubbs has gone forward. Cluster of red and white striped shirts just ahead of Mike Pollitt, the goalkeeper. Pollitt has decided to stay on his goal line, and Stubbs' header is cleared by Stefan Onshaw.
Well, again, great defending from Onshaw. That header was aiming for the back of the net there. It looked he'd done everything right, Alan Stubbs. Heads it exactly where he wanted to be, back across the face of the goal. Goalkeeper's got no chance. Jonathan Stead is very, very close to touching that home.
Then into the 6-yard area. Back out it comes to Welsh.
That's incredible, isn't it? You know, Wigan get a great start, and now they're doing nothing but defending. So full marks to Sunderland for responding in a positive way. It's exactly what their manager would have hoped for.
Welsh tries to pick out Stead. Preferred in the starting lineup here to Andy Gray following his performance in the second half on Tuesday when Sunderland were beaten 2-1 at home by Manchester City. 3 defeats so far for Sunderland. Also beaten home by Charlton. They lost at Anfield 1-0 to Liverpool. Without a game in midweek. Losing to Chelsea on the opening weekend, a magnificent performance. And Crespo scoring for the champions in second half stoppage time and beaten 1-0 by a Darren Bent goal at Charlton last weekend. Now they have their first goal. Elliott's interception.
That's a couple of occasions really that Cavan has given the ball away cheaply, and we talked about his role in this Wigan side. It's to get on the ball. He's normally very accurate with his passing, but 1 or 2 have gone astray so far.
By Welsh. And he was rather too hasty. Another one who's made a huge jump up in his second season with Sunderland, having joined them from Stockport County.
He wasn't even a regular first team player at Stockport neither, so it is a massive jump for him, but early indications are that he's coping with it very well.
Sent off against Liverpool at Anfield, a red card which was later rescinded by Barry Knight. By Stubbs. Buller. Chimbonda. Now Taylor. Chimbonda has continued his run forward. Pollard's also in there. Back comes Sunderland.
Well, again, you know, that very nearly resulted in a real mishap, this time between Stubbs and Kelvin Davis, the goalkeeper. There seems to be a lack of communication between the 2 centre-backs and their goalkeeper at the moment.
By Stead. Pollitt manages to fall on the ball at the second attempt. Well, Whitehead again have made another positive run forward, just like Tommy Miller had previously.
Well, they've had a couple of warnings now, Wigan, that Sunderland are certainly not out of this game. Well, the home side may well find themselves 1-0 ahead. You know, Sunderland have looked threatening at times.
There's Roberts turning away from Breen and being held by Breen. Yellow card as well for the Sunderland skipper.
Not been the best of starts, is it, for Gary Breen? He really is struggling to cope with the strength and the pace of Jason Roberts at the moment. There's one thing with this referee: you don't get too many second chances.
Jermaine Jenas sent off on the opening weekend of the season, playing for Newcastle United against Arsenal. Chimbonda. Bullard, a bit of room for him there. Well, there was. It's Bullard's shot. Davis got everything behind it.
Good quality, wasn't it, from Bullard? there's a long way out, but he's got so much confidence, Jimmy Bullard. He's thinking, well, why not? We're 1-0 ahead. Let's try and test the goalkeeper. There's a decent save, this, from Kelvin Davis, because he just dips in front of it.
Now at the other end, back comes Sunderland. Here's Stead. Fine save by Pollock.
What a
Stead
chance.
needed a second touch, but it was a good save by Pollock nonetheless.
What a great chance. Great run from Welsh, really driven into the box. And you can see there's 3 Sunderland players, and Leighton Baines, the left back, and the goalkeeper Pollock. And it's Pollock's wonderful save, really, that rescues Wigan. But this really ought to have been an equaliser for Sunderland.
Sunderland have had their chances. Breen's header over the top. It's ironic that Wigan, having taken the lead so early on, that subsequently Sunderland have perhaps had the best opportunities. Chimbonda. Kavanagh. Here's Baines. It's a terrific cross in. Chimbonda with a header just wide.
Oh, what a great ball that was from Leighton Baines. We know the ability he's got to get into situations like this and produce good quality, and that's certainly what he delivered. And Chimbonda, well, one fall back to another, and very nearly supplied a second goal for Wigan Athletic. And he'll be very disappointed not to have worked the goalkeeper at least from that situation. I think both managers have really been frustrated in the transfer market at times during the summer, because you mentioned earlier Bob Murray has gone on record as saying there's money to spend, and we all know the resources that Dave Whelan has. It's attracting good quality players to the likes of Sunderland and Wigan, when those players know, for all intents and purposes, that both clubs are probably going to struggle to stay in the Premier League this season.
It can be argued that Wigan have got like for like, having signed Henri Camara. Camara's currently on the injured list. One of the reasons that Wigan here are playing with just Jason Roberts as their lone attacker. Both managers have had funds available. I think it was Joe Royle who once joked after a promotion that he went round his team and said, "Thanks very much for getting us up, now I can go out and buy a new team." One of the joys of making the jump up to the Premiership.
Well, it is, you know that you need that little bit of extra quality. We talked already about the amount of players that Sunderland have brought in, something like 11. I think Wigan have looking around about 7 that they've tried to bring here to the JJ Bay Stadium. So both managers are fully aware that you need something a little bit different to survive at this level.
Kazea's free kick. On by McCulloch. Here's Bullard. Just getting his studs to the ball, but unable to find either Roberts or Francis. Chimbonda. Francis offside.
It was a little bit unlucky, wasn't it? Very clever ball from Chimbonda. And Damien Francis just straying just that yard or so as this ball has played into him. Well, that's level. He's onside. Gary Breen is the defender that was playing him on. A little bit unfortunate there, Francis. Very similar in many respects to Bullard in the sense that he does like to get forward, but Chimbonda really has shown up quite prominently so far in this game.
Nosworth. Once again by Chimbonda. Goes to a little game of head tennis. He's playing with a lot of confidence. Hasn't missed a league game for Wigan since joining from Peterborough United 4 years ago.
What a great tackle that was from Alan Stubbs. Very nearly a fantastic ball from Kavanagh. Spotted the run of Taylor in behind Arca. It's another late challenge from McCulloch, and I'm not surprised he's got to get a yellow card there, because that's 2 or 3 challenges that the Wigan player has made that finally Steve Bennett has run out of patience with him.
Wigan Athletics player of the season, Lee McCulloch, scored a lot of goals as well coming forward from midfield. strong, had to be two. Guiding the ball out to Taylor. Here's Roberts. Rather unfortunate, just not enough weight on the pass from Jason Roberts. And the ricochet bouncing away from McCulloch.
Chimbonda probably feels he's got a case that he's been fouled by Jonathan Stead, but the referee has deemed it deliberate handball. He's going to get a yellow card.
Yellow cards so far in this first half then. Harker. Whitehead. And by Onshaw.
Wigan were very, very deep then when Sunderland played that ball square to Dean Whitehead. He certainly had the opportunity just to travel a few yards, and 2 or 3 occasions now Whitehead has tried to strike from distance, but not really got it on target.
Into the last 5 minutes of the first half then. Oh, it's a good save by Pollitt. Another positive run forward.
He's given Wigan all sorts of problems, hasn't he, in this first half, Dean Whitehead. Again, speaking to Mick McCarthy before the game, he really does feel that he's acclimatised as well as anybody in his side, and his chest control and then his strike when he was stretching. And then at the other end, it's a decent effort in reply from Wigan. And it's that man Jimmy Bullard who really has been at the centre of things for the home side in this first half.
It has been lively. 2 teams promoted from the Championship, doing their best this season to stay in the Premiership. Wigan with another tough game to come after the next round of World Cup qualifying fixtures. They must go to West Bromwich Albion. Sunderland have to go to Chelsea. Away by Onshaw. Whitehead appeals for handball. And it was seen by Steve Bennett.
It certainly was handball, but once again Dean Whitehead getting forward from midfield. You can see the runs that he's trying to make to join the strikers. He's a little bit unfortunate. It's a decent save actually from Pollitt, because he wasn't to know that there was a handball there from Whitehead. Good decision from the referee, because that takes a deflection off De Zeo, and the goalkeeper needs to react. But once again Whitehead showing the ability that he possesses and the threat that he can bring.
Whitehead, like Welsh, another who's shown his potential in his short time with Sunderland. Whitehead previously with Oxford United. Welsh, who we mentioned, was at Stockport previously. All the way through for Roberts. Kavanagh! He's got a second chance. Still often with Graham Kavanagh bounces off a challenge like that. Italic. He's putting his experience to good use.
I'll just be happy Wigan to see this through to half-time. 1 or 2 scares, haven't they? Sunderland have come close on 2 or 3 occasions. So they have the all-important lead, and it's an opportunity for Paul Jewell and Chris Hutchins just to sit them down in the dressing room and go through 1 or 2 things that they need to put right. And they certainly need to start thinking about the runs that Dean Whitehead is making from that Sunderland midfield, because he has caused them problems.
Not a great deal on for Baines here. Kavanagh. McCulloch. Roberts was unmarked. McCulloch didn't pick him out. said he was eager to get the ball. Losing out this time to Francis. Chimbonda. Space has given Chimbonda a lot to do.
The Wigan fans feel that Chimbonda was impeded by Julio Arca, just trying to win the ball back, and see Chimbonda there against Andy Welsh, clearly winning the tackle fair and square.
Into the final minute of the first half then. We began with a goal, will we end the half with a goal? Elliott. Jones just leaning against Elliott and emerging with the ball. And that's a terrific crossfield pass to find Taylor. Pollard racing forward now to join Roberts.
Well, again, they'll just be happy to get to this end of the field. Ryan Taylor travelling around about 15-20 yards there. Still searching for that confidence, though, that is required at this level. Certainly showed enough at Tranmere to you think that he could well be a very, very useful addition to this Wigan squad.
Stoppage time at the end of the first half. We're to have the 2 extra minutes. Metallic loses out to Kavanagh.
Metallic certainly gets caught here from Kavanagh, but looks as if Kavanagh initially got something on the ball, but having seen it again, Metallic's very unfortunate not to have got a free kick for that.
Jermaine Jenas with a similar challenge, of course, at Highbury, was sent off by the same referee.
I don't think Steve Bennett was going to make that mistake again, do you? He actually allowed play to continue, so he didn't feel that Kavanagh had done anything wrong there against Metallic.
Metallic, who couldn't play against Liverpool last weekend, currently on loan from the Anfield club. Sunderland beaten 1-0 at Anfield. The trail here 1-0 at the JJB Stadium. Wigan's home since they left Springfield Park in 1999, a ground that they share with the Wigan Warriors Rugby League club. On by Kavanagh. There's Metallic. He's been caught there by Kavanagh.
Well, that is a late challenge there. And Metallic writhing around in agony. And Kavanagh put his hands up straight away. He knew that he committed a bad challenge. He's a little bit fortunate there, I think, Kavanagh, not to have got a yellow card. Certainly caught Metallic late. See there that the referee is right next to the incident.
And Kavanagh pleading the case for the defence. Sunderland have a free kick. And into the 3rd minute of first half stoppage time. Roberts reluctant to retreat. By McCulloch. Roberts has done well. He's got help there from Taylor. The referee has played the advantage. McCulloch.
He spotted the goalkeeper off the line. It's not the cleanest of strikes from McCulloch. Great break from Jason Roberts, so once again showing that pace and that power, taking him away from Julio Arca.
So the end of what has been an eventful first half, with Jason Roberts scoring Wigan Athletics' first ever Premiership goal, his 100th in league football, following a 15th second foul by Gary Breen, a penalty kick for Wigan. Steve Bennett had no hesitation in pointing to the penalty spot. Wigan in front with that goal from Jason Roberts. Sunderland have had their chances. but both John Stead and Dean Whitehead both denied by Mike Pollitt. And here at the JJB Stadium at half-time, it's Wigan Athletic 1, Sunderland 0.
Bank Holiday Monday on Sky Sports. On 1, it's live football. Ipswich take on Preston, Halifax against York, and Coventry face Southampton. US Open Tennis live on Sky Sports 2. And on Sky Sports 3, catch the thrills and spills of British Superbikes, plus Elite League Speedway continues live from Wolverhampton. Live action this Bank Holiday Monday on Sky Sports.
It took something extraordinary to emerge as Car of the Year 2005. A car with adaptive front lighting, solar reflect windscreens, and keyless entry. The very latest in Bluetooth voice control and the highest Euro NCAP safety rating in its class ever. The new Ford Focus, now available with a typical 5.5% APR. For details, visit your Ford dealer today.
Bev!
Oh, I've always liked this model, Kev. Me too, Kev. MOT, Kev. 6 months, Kev. You couldn't come down on the price, Kev. I wish I could, Kev.
Why are you selling it, Bev? We just fancy something a bit whizzier, Bev.
With an AA car loan, the typical rate is just 6.2% APR, so you might be surprised how much you can afford.
Nice car.
Oh, thanks. We've always wanted one of these.
To get more car for your money, call 0800 374 999 or go online. Call now and you could also get a free 6-month AA car warranty.
I'm Ashley Walters, and this is Bullet Boy, the hot, new, award-winning film about British youth caught in the crossfire. If I stay around there, people are just going to drag me back in. This ain't Hollywood. This is reality. This is the story of one with thousands of guns on our streets.
Bullet Boy on DVD from Monday.
I never seem to really hit it off with women.
Well, you're not going to, looking like that. Image consultants, my friend really needs your help. Let me do the talking.
Hi. Nice shirt, I like it. Right, well, oh dear. Green is so not your colour.
Yellow Pages. Whatever you want, just yell.
Quando vai Tortorino? Quando vai tutta la Juve? Oh, che faceva la maglietta? C'ha i giocatori più forti del mondo, Patrick Vieira.
Ma dove vai con questa maglietta? Ma torna a casa!
Io ho vinto 6 Champions League, hai capito?
Ho comprato Luis
e Davidson Tottenham.
Stai zitto, Sard! Cos'è che Sard? Devi stare zitto!
If you love football, you'll completely understand.
Football Italia is back. The best live matches and Gazzetta on Bravo.
Right, here we go. There's the electric company. Oh, and there's the jail. And there's Marylebone Station. I've won!
I won £100,000.
The Monopoly scratch card from the National Lottery. Think lucky.
£100,000.
And we're not talking Monopoly money.
Now there's a new uplifting way to wash out your dandruff. New Head & Shoulders Ocean Spa. With a splash of sea minerals and botanical extracts, it leaves your hair 100% dandruff-free and full of life. Our most uplifting way to wash out your dandruff. New Ocean Spa from Head & Shoulders. Don't let dandruff get in the way of something beautiful.
In this hot weather, drink some ice-cold Diet Coke. Ooh, and find a nice spot in the shade. Sugar-free, great taste for those who love life.
Second half underway then. Will the second half start with a bang. Wigan Athletic being awarded a penalty inside 15 seconds of the opening 45 minutes when Jason Roberts was fouled by Gary Breen. Roberts then scoring from the penalty spot. Wigan's first ever goal in the Premiership. Both these teams still looking for their first Premiership points. And yet, after going in front, it was Sunderland who perhaps had the better of the first half, and it's Antila Letalik who has the first chance of this second half.
Well, this is great control, you know, from Letalik, just to bring that ball down and strike on goal. But once again, Sunderland showing their intentions, that they really are intent on attacking whenever possible.
Antila Letalik, who scored against Manchester City on Tuesday evening, a game that Sunderland lost 2-1, scored with a header. There was some speculation that he didn't actually get the final touch. He will claim it. Sunderland, at the moment, will take anything. Crowd here at the JJB Stadium this afternoon is 17,223. With 23,575 for the opening fixture of the season against the champions Chelsea. And by Welsh, Stead somehow getting the ball caught between his feet. Chimbonda scrapping to get it clear.
He's certainly an all-action player, isn't he, Chimbonda? Enjoying himself, picked up a yellow card. We've seen him very close to getting a goal for Wigan this afternoon. Did well to get on the end of Leighton Baines' left wing cross. We've also seen him tidy up on a number of occasions as well, so it looks as if he's going to be a very important player for Paul Jewell this season.
He's already a big favourite. A favourite for a couple of years. Kavanagh diving in. Given his first game for the Republic of Ireland by Mick McCarthy when he was in charge of the Irish national squad. Sunderland who enjoyed disappointment in the playoffs in 2004, promoted as champions in the Championship at the end of last season. Had a great run in. It was just one of their last 13 games. They were successful at this stadium, a 1-0 win. Marcus Stewart, who's subsequently moved on to Bristol City, the goal scorer. Francis. Here's Taylor. And by Bullard. And it's Stubbs who gets there ahead of Roberts.
That's the quality that Ryan Taylor can bring to this Wigan side. He got that ball on that right-hand side. He really did clip the ball in with good direction, good pace, and Jimmy Bullard just very unselfish there. In hindsight, maybe should have gone for goal himself.
Taylor to wind up another long throw. Out by Breen. Stead with Onshaw. Onshaw back to dispossess Elliott. I mentioned already Aaron Dezay, who at 35 is now in his second spell with Wigan Athletic, but Stefan Onshaw has brought some much needed experience to the back line. But there's a problem here for Sunderland's Julio Arca following that collision with Pascal Chimbonda.
Well, both players going for the ball, and certainly Julio Arca coming off the worst. Really bad collision as he goes to floor here. Not only has he got caught, he's landed on by Chimbonda, and fortunately it looks as if he's recovering quite quickly, the Argentinian left back. Once again, it's all action. Chimbonda in the thick of the action.
26, Pascal Chimbonda. Arca was once sent off in a championship game against Wigan Athletic at the Stadium of Light, just making sure that the physio won't have to make a dental appointment for him on Monday, but I think some surgery might be necessary. Paul Jewell, who did so well to keep Bradford in the Premiership. 2 seasons they had in the top flight. He had a disappointing time at Sheffield Wednesday, but he's now led Wigan into the Premiership, and has been rather irritated that maybe some of the pundits pre-season were writing Wigan off too easily.
Well, that's bound to happen. He knows he's been around the game long enough to know that that was inevitable, that both managers would be under close scrutiny, but they seem to be enjoying 1 or 2 moments between them. Sunderland once again picking up the tempo, decent passing moves, but not really threatening Pollock.
Zaya. Francis to find Chimbonda. There's Bullard. Intelligent run by Jimmy Bullard. Chimbonda there to give him a bit of help if he needs it. Just loses his footing, but Wigan did, albeit briefly, have the ball back. Noswell. And by Miller. Woods, who's seen a lot of the ball since coming on as a substitute. That is too strong for Elliott.
They just really need to get Woods and Elliott further up the field, really. You're going to play balls in from either the left-hand side or the right-hand side. They need to certainly be in the final third to give either the strikers or any of the on-rushing midfield players a chance to get on the end of it.
Beautiful there, a bird's eye view of the JJB Stadium. Attendance just over 8,000 under capacity. It's not what they would have wanted. They sold 12,000 season tickets, Wigan. Yet their average last season, this is a team who just won promotion, don't forget, 11,100.
Yeah, it's disappointing, isn't it? But, you know, I'm sure the chairman would have wanted more fans to support the club. It certainly will help them if they are to survive, that they get the backing of a very noisy JJB Stadium. It can really lift the players.
And certainly lifted their team on the opening Sunday of the season when they were narrowly beaten by Chelsea, and Crespo scoring in second half stoppage time.
I'm surprised that Alan Marn is going to come on for Wigan. They just need somebody to keep the ball for them at the moment.
Roberts.
Well, he hasn't had too many opportunities, has he, Jason Roberts? Of course, he scored in the first minute with a penalty. And, well, he worked a decent opening for himself once again. Turning quite comfortably, really. Gary Breen just backing off him, allowing him a threat on goal. So he can't hit the target.
Sunderland have the free kick. Might have thought about taking it quickly. Now he's waiting for Stubbs and Breen to go forward. Elliott alongside Litalik and Gray. Wants a bit more width. Miller has been pushed out wide. Nosworthy's also gone forward now. It's in towards Breen. DeZeo got there first.
Great header from DeZeo. Showing wonderful experience as a defender.
Roberts trying to take advantage of Taylor's break. There's McCullough. Now Kavanagh, who dallied on the ball and has been dispossessed by Litalik. Elliott just ahead of him.
Kavanagh's just struggling for a little bit of fitness at the moment. Of course, he's been out injured. The pace of the game at times has been unrelenting.
Drilled in by Woods. Quite happy to see that go out for a goal kick.
Yeah, again though, you want to get players like Woods further advanced from a Sunderland point of view. No real surprise that Paul Jewell is electing to make that substitution, because Kavanagh really has struggled over the last 15-20 minutes. He's an important player for Wigan. We talked about that earlier in the game because of his passing abilities, but you know, that fitness level is probably not quite there at the moment, so it's a sensible substitution to make at this stage.
Kavanagh just back from injury, back from a heel injury, making his first appearance in the Premiership, now replaced by Alan Morn. And he's had Premier League experience previously with Blackburn Rovers. Mark. Man like Taylor. He's had part of his career with Tranmere Rovers on Merseyside. Merseyside's other team after Everton and Liverpool.
Sunderland have had a lot of possession in the second half without really anything to show from it. Something that Mick McCarthy will be slightly disappointed about. They haven't really worked the goalkeeper enough.
He's given a buffeting by Taylor. McCulloch. Mann racing forward. Roberts just ahead of him. Here is Roberts. He might have turned it back to one of his teammates. Instead, he goes on his own, and he so nearly beat Calvin Davis.
He's no right to really get a shot away here, Jason Roberts. A poor defending from Sunderland.
21 championship goals last season for Jason Roberts. Already off the mark now in the Premiership. Elliott. Francis sliding in to get the ball away from Miller, who was shaping to shoot. Arkanen. Gray went in with his foot high then. Chimbonda didn't like the challenge at all.
The referee doesn't feel that it warranted a yellow card, but Jason Roberts just had a word with Lee McCulloch. McCulloch felt that he should have got the ball back, but Chimbonda there just winning the initial challenge, just getting caught there by Gray.
He's minus his pal this season, Nathan Ellington, having joined West Bromwich Albion. Both of them had a phenomenal scoring record in the Championship. 21 goals last season for Roberts, 24 the Championship's top scorer, Nathan Ellington.
Well, Roberts, of course, has played at this level before for West Bromwich Albion, so he knows what it's all about. I do feel with Jason Roberts, you know, there's a lot of potential there still to be seen, because at times that sort of pace and power, you know, will unlock the best of defences, and Paul Jewell will be hoping that his side benefit on a consistent basis.
And the camera as well to come back in, who will give them that perhaps missing pace in attack.
He certainly proved on his loan spell at Southampton last season that Camera can also be good enough at this level.
Desire given no favours by Onshaw then. Elliott. Piloted full stretch and did well to touch that ball out for a corner kick.
It was a searching ball, wasn't it, from Whitehead once again, who really has been Sunderland's most prominent player. Really has been in the thick of the action. It's a decent goalkeeping from Pollock. Wasn't really sure what was behind him, so it was safety first.
Green has gone forward. Stubbs also in there.
Great header
by Chimbonda.
Great header from Chimbonda. Important piece of defending there.
The corner kick was floated right into the 6-yard area, and Pollock, the goalkeeper, couldn't get anywhere near the ball. Elliott standing just ahead of him. Green has stayed forward. And Pollock just did enough. Woods. Green. Only Mossworthy back for Sunderland, but the pass out was a poor one.
You can find the right quality, you know, Wigan. Jason Roberts is up there on his own, and Sunderland are throwing more and more bodies forward. A little bit more quality to him, then you get the feeling that he could get himself another goal here this afternoon.
Arca goes on. He's manhandled by Onshaw.
That's an awful challenge, it really is, from Onshaw. He knows exactly what he's doing there, the Swiss international. He's just nodding to the referee. Maybe no more than a yellow card, because there was enough Wigan defenders around to deal with the situation once Arca had broke free from Onshaw. This is what Sunderland will be hoping to do a little bit more of, get Arca forward. We haven't really seen him in an attacking point of view this afternoon. And he can bring that extra quality in the final third that Sunderland have been searching for.
Pollitt is positioned 4 in his defensive wall. Whitehead is over the ball. Laid off this to Tommy Miller. And he can hit them. Whitehead and Miller. It's been deflected out for a corner kick.
Well, they got lucky there, Sunderland, they really did. They looked as if they'd messed up the free kick. Some more defending to do for De Gea and the rest of his defenders.
Looks of concern on the faces of those Wigan Athletic defenders. And the head was right across the face of goal from Litalik.
Just beginning to exert a little bit more pressure at the moment, Sunderland. But, still, they can't get that equaliser. That goal from Jason Roberts is the thing that separates the two sides. And this was the strike that he got away 5-10 minutes ago, and you can see there, it's poor defending from Sunderland. Well, just 2 or 3 defenders just standing off him and allowing him to strike on goal.
Wigan poised to make a substitution. They want to bring on Matt Jackson in place of Stefan Onshaw, but they'll surely just check that De Gea is okay and it can continue. And now they will make that switch.
I can only think that he's got a slight knock, Stefan Onshaw, because his partnership alongside Ali and De Gea has probably, for the best part, kept Sunderland at bay, because Sunderland have had a lot of possession. They stood firm, the 2 centre-backs.
The average age of the back line is now even older. Onshaw a mere 30, Jackson 33. De Gea 35. Wigan have the throw. Inside the last 5 minutes then.
Wigan will be hoping that no real repeat of last-minute shenanigans that they had against Chelsea, because they'll be desperate to see this through now and pick up those 3 points.
Baines. And jabbing the ball towards goal. Yes, if anything, Wigan were guilty of getting a bit headstrong in the last minute against Chelsea, weren't they? Going for a goal and ending up conceding one. A wonder goal by Hernan Crespo, who came on as a substitute for Chelsea. Roberts just got a yard on Stubbs. McCulloch alongside him now. Roberts prepared to take Stubbs on.
Good save, smart save from Davis. Good play from Roberts. So he really has been a threat when they've got him into the final third, Wigan.
Miller. Now Woods. Mike Gray on as a substitute in the second half for Sunderland. Jewell, the Wigan manager, on his feet, appealing for a handball there against Gray. Sloppy header that by Francis. On by Gray.
Must have been marginal offside given against Whitehead. Must have been very, very close. We're certainly running out of time now, aren't they, Sunderland? This ball has been played in behind, just offside from Dean Whitehead. Clever little ball from Gray.
Francis. Roberts holding off Stubbs. Taylor didn't anticipate that Jason Roberts would be able to work that ball towards him then.
He realised that once Jason Roberts had had a touch to come back, Taylor felt that he was going to run offside, so that's why he checked his run. That's a blatant handball by Julio Arca. Blatant handball. I don't know why he's pleading his innocence there, because it's very similar to Chimbonda in the first half. And he's going to pick up a yellow card, just like the Wigan defender.
The Argentinian hand of God. Driven forward by Pollitt. Stubbs up above McCulloch. bullet. Chimbonda. Showing his frustration and having just been yellow carded, needs to be careful what he says here.
This is where frustration kicks in though, Tony, with a lot of players. They're chasing the game, just want to get on with it really, Sunderland.
Miller. Into the final minute of the 90. And Miller has given the ball away. Mann, deflected! And back off the inside of the post. McCulloch now.
Oh, what a goal that would have been from Alan Mann. Poor play from Tommy Miller, lost possession in the wrong area of the field, and this strike takes a big wicket deflection off Gary Breen, and it certainly come to the aid of Sunderland there. Unfortunately, McCulloch from a very, very tight angle.
Into stoppage time then. We'll have 3 extra minutes. Nick McCarthy urging Sunderland forward. Only Breen and Stubbs back. Yellow card now for Whitehead.
Well, again, Dean Whitehead not really giving the referee any option whatsoever. Tugging at Leighton Baines' shirt and then tripping him over.
A good game though, Dean Whitehead.
Yeah, he has, and we talked earlier how he's acclimatised very well to life in the Premier League. Shown great energy levels, good ability when he's been on the ball. He's certainly been Sunderland's main hope here this afternoon. Certainly the likes of Alan Mann with his experience, very nearly getting Wigan's second goal of the afternoon. It was a terrific strike.
McCulloch. McCulloch again getting back at Woods. Roars of approval from the Wigan supporters. Just delighted by their team's enthusiasm.
Yeah, they are. They're just appreciating the work rate that their side is showing at the moment. We're going to need to see plenty of that over the season.
Sunderland took 4 points from Wigan last season when they won the championship. Wigan about to enjoy their first ever Premiership win at Sunderland's expense. Almost into the 3rd and final minute of added time. Breen's header away. Roberts. Now Francis. Nosworthy. Sunderland need to get the ball forward quickly. Baines with the interception. Nosworthy again at full stretch to win the ball back. All or nothing now for Sunderland. Jackson with Gray. Hooked away by Chimbonda. Is it going to happen here for Wigan Athletic? Are we to have another last-minute equaliser? It was a winner for Chelsea. Sunderland will take a point at this late stage, but Chimbonda is in there.
Great defending from Chimbonda. He just cleared everything there.
Collective sigh of relief as a flag is raised for an offside.
It's just got very desperate and very hopeful, hasn't it, for Sunderland? Looking at Italic just walking back from being in an offside position. And it was a great challenge from Chimbonda. He seems to have been in the thick of the action for most of the afternoon. Wigan Athletic right back.
Just listen to the response now from the Wigan Athletic supporters. Wigan Athletic have won for the first time in the Premiership. Sunderland are rock bottom in the Premiership, 4 successive defeats. And there was a goal scored in the 2nd minute from the penalty spot by Jason Roberts, who'd been fouled in the 1st minute by the Sunderland skipper Gary Breen. Wigan had all the plaudits after their opening weekend defeat here by Chelsea, who scored in second half stoppage time. Today it was Wigan's turn. A first minute penalty, a second-minute goal. And it means that Wigan Athletic are up and running in the Premiership. At the JJB Stadium, it's finished Wigan Athletic 1, Sunderland 0. Gary, not the best of starts either for you or for Sunderland today.
No, it was dreadful really. You're looking for experienced players to start well. We would have said to the players to keep it tight for the first 10 minutes, but awful defending, and we gave ourselves a mountain to climb. So personally I'm very frustrated, very disappointed, but the lads went on and played very well, so it showed that we can pick points up in the coming months, no doubt.
Did you feel it was a penalty shout?
Well, whether I feel it was or not, it was a penalty, and unfortunately after a minute we're 1-0 down. It's not the start we wanted, and it made it difficult, gave them something to cling on to. And to be fair to them, although we had a lot of the possession and all that, they defended quite admirably.
I think I got the ball and he just stepped ahead of me, and it's there for the referee to give a decision. I felt he made the right one.
And a huge lift, I imagine, for the club to get your first Premiership points.
Well, that's the most important thing. I mean, it was a hard game. They got on top of us, but it's really hard when you haven't got any points on the board going into games. So now we've got a few on the board, and things looking a bit more brighter for us.
It's a dreadful first minute for us. I wouldn't expect it. I can't plan for it. You've just had Breen in. I've just followed him in. He wouldn't expect it, and he wouldn't. He'd not be too pleased with it happened.
It was tough going. We scored after the first minute, whatever it was, and after that we it was like backs to the wall type of thing. It was hard fought, two honest teams, and we've got the victory now, and hopefully we can move forward and look forward to a few more victories. We'll have to play better in that mind, but it's always nice to get the victory. It's like 3 games into it now, and we've got our first victory against Chelsea. We deserved something out of the game, and we didn't get it. And today we might have been a bit fortunate, but that's where football goes.
It's ironic, really, having taken such an early lead, that Sunderland probably had the best chances, and your goalkeeper saved you on more than one occasion.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I'm disappointed in the first half. We scored, and then instead of looking to go chasing to get another goal, we seemed to sit back, and Sunderland were definitely in the ascendancy. Our keeper's made, we would think, saves that I expect him to make. He hasn't pulled anything out of the ordinary. So, credit to our defenders. We defended well, but we need to have more quality when we get the ball.
If we'd been playing lousy and been beaten 4 times, then I would be all doom and gloom. That's not the case, because I think we've played well enough, and I don't think we've had our just deserts, our just rewards for the way we've played.
And the players must understand that.
Well, I've said it to them, but individually they'll go away. They'll get up in the morning and know that we're bottom of the league, played 4, lost 4, and it's a bitter pill to swallow, that. And because of, especially the lads who were here last year, we got used to winning, and it tastes lousy when you get beat.
Transfer window next week. Going to be busier on the phone the next couple of days?
Well, yeah, it's busy. I've been busy on the phone for the last 6 weeks, to be perfectly honest, and I'll be glad as long as we get the players in. We'll come Thursday morning, so we can put it all to bed and just concentrate on, with the players that we will have then.
Confident or hopeful you can bring them in?
Well, I hope so. We need some players. There's no doubt about that. We've only got one striker at the moment because Kamara's injured. We need some players. We need some good players as well. If we get them, we get everyone fit, I think we'll be competitive.
So first Premiership win for Wigan, 1-0 over Sunderland at the JJB. Next, over on Sky Sports 1, John Gregory will be in the studio to cast his eye over the day's talking points. To join us, press the Sky button on your remote control after the break.